Welcome back to the Final Score. Geno Bell with us, sideline reporter for the Razorbacks Radio Network. All right, this was tough. You know, when a team has done this time after time, I think I heard it was the fifth SEC game Arkansas has lost when having the lead in the fourth quarter. Is it something here? Does it become a mental block almost for the guys?
I don't think it's a mental block. You take one game at a time as you come in, and if you did a poll of these guys, they don't even think about these other games. But today was just tough. When you look at, you got Devwah Whaley that goes out. You got Boyd that goes out. You got Storey that goes out. I think that's what played a big role today, because now you got to change your play calling for different personnel.
Yeah, offensively, when you lose your quarterback, your two best running backs, how much do you think that may have hamstrung the offense a little bit, maybe even the play calling?
You know, when you look at Boyd, I mean, I think he had 7 carries for 100-plus yards, averaging 15 yards a carry. That's in the first half. If he would have stayed healthy the whole game, in my mind, he would have easily got over 200 yards. Then you go to Devwah Whaley, your second best back. You got a two-headed monster. He's coming back just from having a concussion. He started out strong and, tweaked something in his lower extremity. And so those things become tough. And then you got Ty Storey, who's definitely a blue-collar quarterback. He fights hard, he gets up, he takes a licking and keep on ticking. And then, on that one big hit, he goes out, but he was moving on the sideline. I thought maybe he'll be able to come back in, but unfortunately he wasn't. And so when you look at that three-headed monster from your quarterback and 2 running backs, things become difficult at that point.
I saw a lot on social media. Some of the fans thought they got too conservative, the offense. Did you think it was conservative there at the second half when they just got the 2 field goals?
I don't think things are conservative. When you playing with different personnel, you got to make different calls. And so, I'm not in the play calling and listen to the coaches, but I know if I'm in that same situation and I got, a different quarterback in that didn't start the game with me, I got 2 different running backs that go down, and I got a different running back in the game, that chemistry isn't there because y'all don't practice together all week. And so, coaches going to make the right calls that they need to make for the game.
Defensively, let's talk about them for a bit. We knew coming into the game that Ole Miss was very, very, very good offensively. What did you see differently in the second half out of the Razorback defense?
I think in the second half, Ty Moore just started moving the ball a lot. I mean, when you're thinking, I think he threw for 387 yards a day. He rushed for over 100 yards. He was good at getting out of the pocket. We'll have him wrapped up and he'll spin out, or we'll have the pocket corral and he's able to find a gap and get out. Those things were tough. But from a defensive perspective, there were a couple times that, we'll make the initial hit and sometimes, the wrapping up wasn't there. And, when you get a quarterback that can hurt you throwing and passing, that's tough. And I really thought it was going to be different because, you go back 3 games, A&M had a dual quarterback, Mon. We were able to keep him one-dimensional. Alabama got a dual quarterback. We was able to keep him one-dimensional. And so I would assume coming into this game, we'll be able to keep him one-dimensional. But unfortunately, he was able to run for some yards and pass for some yards.
Felt like they were one big play away. They needed someone offensively or defensively to step up and make that play in the fourth quarter and win in that game. Is that what it's going to take, you think, to win one of these games?
You know what? I think these guys every week, and I think some folks would agree, we see these guys get better every week. Big plays is just a big moment in the game. When you talk about big plays, when you look at the play Pulley made, here on the sideline, those are plays that I think he'll play on Sunday. Those are big-time plays. So, yeah, big-time plays are going to happen, but what wins football games are consistency. When you're able to move the ball offensively, defensively, when you're able to get stops, get your defense off the field, that's what wins games. And I think every week we're seeing our team get better, and it's going to come. I know it's frustrating for some folks, but it's going to come, and I'm very happy about it.
How tough do you think it is for the players right now, losing another tough one like this and just seeing the victory right there, and it just goes right through their fingers?
Being a former player, hey, these losses are tough, but you got to have a short memory playing football. That's just how it is. You think about it tonight, tomorrow, you look at the film, understand what you can do better, and you get back to the grind, correct the things that you need to correct, and get ready for the next team. Got to have a short memory.
All right. You were down the sideline. What did you think of this crowd with all the rain, the conditions? It seemed like it was really loud at times.
Hey, I told the guys earlier, this is rocking in Little Rock. I didn't know what to think when I was looking out the hotel window today and it's raining. But when I drove up Markham over the hill and I saw all the tents and the people, it was very exciting. I was like, wow, we're going to have some folks here in the game. And they showed up. They came in groves, and they cheered for their Razorbacks. And I tell you, it was very exciting to see the fans in here with ponchos and hoodies and cheering and rooting for their Hogs and calling the Hogs. And that's what you want to see as a player. And these guys, our fans, fought all night with us, and I know it's disappointing for them as well.
Tulsa's up next, and that's not it's not a gimme, but it's one that they should pick up. They need to pick up. What do you think a win would just mean to the team?
I think win is great for everybody. I mean, it's great for the team, fans, everybody. And I think nobody wants it more than the players, and they're just going to continue to fight, and that's what we want to continue to do.
Could a win lead to even bigger and better things down the stretch? Do you think that get that first, almost like getting that monkey off their back?
I wouldn't consider it a monkey, because everybody don't come out to play this game to lose. Nobody does that. So I think these guys are going to continue to fight, and it's going to come. It's going to come. Like I said, we got a different offense we're putting in, different defense. These guys are giving their all. They don't go to practice and just say, hey, we're not going to do anything. These guys fight, and we anticipate these guys to continue to fight.
Geno, thank you.
Great
job.
much.
Good catching up with you
yes,
after
sir.
the
Always
game.
good.
Geno Bell with us on the Final Score. When we come back, we will start to wrap things up. You're watching the Final Score with Wes Moore.